Hello again, friends, and welcome to another fine edition of 151. My name is Adam, and I'm joined by a man who tried to build a lightsaber in his basement, but ended up with a phaser. His name is Justin.
Thank you very much.
How you doing, man?
Well, you know, the thing I would say about that, when building a lightsaber or a phaser, don't point it at your face.
No, or your crotch. You don't want to see what's going on downstairs.
Right.
Thanks for joining us again. If you want to follow us, Facebook is facebook.com/151show. On Twitter at 151theshow. Are you just doing that just for fun? Okay. And please like and share our videos so that we can get to a bigger audience and hopefully, you know, have people listen to us. So today on the show, we're going to talk about our best and worst kind of stuff of 2016.
Yep.
We're freshly into 2017, or maybe we should be by the time this gets up on.
Be right around the end of the year either way.
So we thought we'd just talk a little bit about 2016. A lot of movies came out, a lot of new TV shows, a lot of great TV shows. I have two on the top of my head that are crazy.
Yeah.
And we saw a lot of bad stuff happen. A lot of deaths in 2016.
A lot of deaths in 2016. The Reaper was working overtime. If you tie it back, I saw or a guy pointed out to me the other day. I'm not saying that David Bowie was holding the fabric of the world together, but you know, after he went, it all seemed to go downhill there for a while.
So where do you want to start with this? I mean, we should
Any
probably
good story. We should start at the beginning. January 2016. It was a time of strife.
That was Kingkiller Chronicles, right? No, the any good story you start at the beginning.
Oh yeah, I think he did. He does say that in there.
Yeah, that's what got me.
Yeah.
So I went nerd over.
Yeah, you did.
Overload on that one.
Yeah,
so
you even left me in your dust, which is fairly difficult.
I don't remember what came out in January. Not a clue.
Oh, I have no idea. No,
but I do know that. Well, let me ask you this. I mean, if you're going to go back and pick out, just start with movies.
Okay.
You're going to pick out one movie that you think was head and shoulders above everything else.
Deadpool.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's that easy for you that it was Deadpool.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah.
Because they're.
You'll throw three things at me now, and I'll change my mind and say, "Oh yeah, that was good too." Yeah,
well, the only
but that's the one that pops.
When I was thinking about us doing this topic, I was trying to think of the movies that I actually really did like. I have a most surprising one that I don't think was the best.
Okay.
But it was good. I was surprised by it. You know, there's been a lot of duds out there. Man, the DC universe took a pounding this year.
Yes, it did.
But I mean, you put in Civil War.
Yep.
Was in there.
Civil War was very good. It was kind of down the alley of what I expected and executed flawlessly. Deadpool, I had no real expectations for, but you know, it was just fresh and different and, you know, out of the park. I mean, we can just go back to our review of it for all the things that I have to say about Deadpool. But.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, the more I'm trying to argue with you so we have something to talk about.
Yeah.
But it's hard because Deadpool was really good.
It was really, really good.
I mean, it was one of those movies that it came along at the right time. It came out and they did a flawless job with marketing it.
Yeah.
Which that was half the fun of that movie. And then you get into it and it's really funny. It's really well done. And I really enjoyed it. So, yeah, if I'm going to pick one movie, and I mean, especially in what we usually talk about with sci-fi comics and all that, Deadpool would probably be it for me.
And I mean, that's your beginning of the year movies, your superhero sort of movies. You had Civil War, you had Deadpool, you had Batman v Superman, and yeah, I mean,
which is not my worst movie of the year, by the way.
Civil War was executed flawlessly. Don't get me wrong. It was a great movie.
Yeah.
I just sat and when I was terribly sick with this head cold that still 3 weeks later just keeps nagging at me. I sat down and put Civil War on that day. And if I'm going to watch a movie during the day, that almost never happens. So I mean that tells you the regard that I hold Civil War in. But for me, I mean, just the number one movie of the year was probably Deadpool.
Okay. Here, I'm going to throw kind of a weird topic at you.
Okay.
And you may have to think about it for a second, but I can
Okay.
throw one in there that made me think of it. After 2016, this should end. Whether it be a movie series, a style of movie, a TV show, or what after 2016 should just be done? I have an answer.
That I don't care to see anymore.
That it's kind of run its course. It's well, maybe not even. I guess you could put in there that it's run its course, and maybe it's just a good time to end. But just that something that 2017 should not have this.
Oh, that's
Because I can give you my answer right now.
What's yours?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
And I can explain why, because the season wrapped up about a month ago or so with the Ghost Rider thing. They're going to go into the Life Model Decoy storyline. And to me, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it can be good every once in a while, but to me, it doesn't seem like it knows what it wants to be. And it's trying to fit into that kind of half-assed Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it just doesn't work.
Well, the first couple of seasons, when you had Sam Jackson, you had the gal who played Lady Sif, you had Interaction,
Yeah.
You had obviously the lead up to the Winter Soldier. You had that sort of really closely laying side by side into the MCU.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened in the past couple of seasons.
It's just, they keep just throwing things at the wall like, okay, let's do Inhumans. Well, we screwed that up so much that nobody wants to see the movie now.
So that's going to be a TV show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are going to redo that into a TV show,
Yep.
aren't they? And then they're like, okay, well, we need something for this season. Okay, let's do Ghost Rider. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, oh, okay, how about let's do Life Model Decoys?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't hate it. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't hate Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I really like some of the characters on
It's
it.
not contributing anything.
But it's one of those things that I have to come up with reasons for why I need to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have to force myself to like, I don't like if I just stopped watching it or the wife took it off the DVR, I don't think I'd care.
I quit watching it in the second season.
I know a lot of people like that. But I mean, it's like they're trying too hard almost.
Yep.
And I don't know what you do to save it, and maybe that's why they keep throwing everything against the wall and seeing if, it works. But I think it's time to end.
And see, I'm kind of a weird example because you get an MCU movie out there. I'm gonna pre-buy tickets. I'm gonna be in the seats. For an ongoing TV show, I'm unfortunately not your audience. My TV watching is so limited and so mitigated that people are sometimes surprised. Like right now, The Flash and Arrow and all the CW DC shows, which to everything that I read are knocking it out of the park as compared to the DC movie stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just they're killing it over there, and I don't watch a single one of them. I don't.
I've tried to, and I've even tried to watch some of the Marvel stuff on Netflix.
Uh-huh.
I just can't get into it for some reason. And
No.
I can't, like, if I was going to give you like 3 reasons why I couldn't do it, it's like, I don't.
Well, the Marvel stuff on Netflix, and I think part of it is just that overarching continuity storyline that I like so much. Now those, I still need to finish Daredevil season 2. But yeah, all of those I've been a huge fan of. I've knocked out probably Luke Cage, I gotta say, has been one of the best, most refreshing things.
Really?
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, I just can't. I don't know what it is about those. Like, I tried watching Daredevil. I tried watching Jessica Jones. I've tried a little bit of Luke Cage, and I'm just like, okay. I don't know why. I just can't dedicate myself to it.
Yeah.
Maybe I've got too much other stuff, but I don't
maybe
know.
Maybe it is. Yeah.
So,
then see, that's why I can't do TV. I've got too much other stuff.
All right, so I've got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. As the thing that should just end. We should just take it out to the field and
just be done with it.
Old Yeller it.
Okay.
That's what the name of this should be. What's your Old Yeller of the year?
My Old Yeller of the Year. Give me a couple of minutes to think about it, and we'll come
Okay.
back to that.
You want to do an easy one then?
Sure.
Okay. As we just kind of skip around here, as I just wrote out some different categories for this.
That's what they watch for, man.
Yeah,
That's
just
trying to figure it out on the fly.
Not okay. I've got two different categories: worst movie and most disappointing movie. Which one would you rather go to? Because I've got one for each.
Most disappointing movie was Suicide Squad because the potential was there. If they'd have just tapped the animated version of Suicide Squad, and gone back some of the source material, the potential was there. Worst movie of the year. Killing Joke.
Killing Joke. Oh,
Yep.
the animated.
Yep. It was a complete waste. You know what? I'm going to tie Killing Joke and Warcraft.
See, okay. My most disappointing one was actually Warcraft.
Okay.
The only thing that made Warcraft great was seeing some of the landscapes and, but then you start, like, actually thinking about it, it's like, man, Azeroth is a really messed up joint,
That, honestly, Warcraft was the best, like, expansion intro that has ever been made. I mean, that should have been an abbreviated cutscene, at the beginning of an expansion.
The like seeing Stormwind was cool. Seeing some of the Draenor was kind of cool. Goldshire, that kind of stuff. The Murloc doing,
Yep.
But the moment the king shows up in that helmet,
Yep.
I started laughing in the theater, and people were looking at me like,
"Oh, I'm sure."
Like, "Oh my God, what, dude? Come on!" So to me, I really wanted Warcraft to. It didn't have to be awesome. But it didn't have to. I didn't want it to be bad, and it was bad.
And I mean,
and I feel bad saying that because I'm a big Warcraft player, but that's a bad movie.
Well, and considering some of the names that were involved with that, I mean, Duncan Jones, I mean, Moon, I mean that dude can do some good work.
Yeah.
What's his name? That was the king. It's
also Howard Stark.
Yeah, in Preacher, and he was in Howard Stark, and I mean, he's done phenomenal work.
It's just it's a bad movie, man.
His real life, I don't know what their status is, partner, Ruth Negga, who is also in Preacher, and is in that movie as the Queen, completely wasted. I mean, that woman can act, and she could have been replaced by any other, actress in Hollywood, and it would not have made a difference. It was just, yes, by far. You say most disappointing because you had expectation. I say worst because I had zero expectation, and it fulfilled every one of them.
Like I said, I just want it. To me, it just didn't need to be horrible, and it would have accomplished something. And it was just a bad movie. I mean, it really was. But the worst movie of the year to me that I probably could have walked out of, Independence Day. Resurrection.
I didn't see that.
I'll tell you what, man. I got about an hour into that movie, and I did not care. I didn't care if the aliens blew up the planet. I didn't care if Jeff Goldblum saved everything. I didn't. There was nothing about that movie that that
made you care.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it's the same movie. They just have better special effects this time.
Well,
and the humans have laser weapons.
Well, it's a good choice then on Will Smith's part to go make Suicide Squad instead.
I mean, that by far the worst movie of the year to me is Independence Day.
Yeah.
Was it Resurrection?
Resurgence.
Resurgence. Yep. That movie. Oh my God, dude! Like I had this kind of. I don't know how to explain it, but like weird curiosity about that movie. Like I knew it was going to be bad. I didn't think it was going to be that bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really just figured it was going to be bad.
Let me write these down. So, most disappointing for you was Killing Game or
Killing Joke.
Killing Joke.
Killing Joke.
Killing Joke for me was Warcraft. Your worst movie was Warcraft.
Yes.
We should have named this something like the award show or something.
Yes.
Warcraft, but everybody does that.
Yeah.
It's always a matter of doing something different. And mine was ID4. Jeff Goldblum, please don't make movies ever again.
I want to see him back in Jurassic World.
Is he going to be in that one?
I don't know, but I want him to come back in. I want Chris Pratt's character and him to have a drinking scene.
A drinking?
Yeah, where they're somewhere and they get drunk.
Okay.
Like, can't you just see that intro?
Boy, you think you had it bad. I got chased by a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Well, you think you got it bad. They made a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Jurassic World, not that bad.
No, it was a pretty good movie.
Although at the end, it's like, wow, you got another giant dinosaur on the loose with the T-Rex. But,
yeah,
okay.
You'd think they'd learn their lesson by now.
Okay, so did you come up with a thing that should end in 2017?
You asking me questions and making me come up with answers. No, I did not.
Okay. What else here?
What was your most surprisingly good movie? Stuff that you thought you'd enjoy, but you didn't think you'd enjoy, but you did.
That should be an easy one. Star Trek Beyond.
Beyond was really good.
That movie, I went into that movie with zero expectations, thinking that it was going to be the worst movie of the year.
Well, especially after Into Darkness. I mean, let's face it, expectation was low.
Into Darkness could be the worst Star Trek movie ever.
I think Carl Urban probably said it best when he got asked in an interview what was his favorite Star Trek movie that he wasn't in, and he said Star Trek Into Darkness.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Beyond was by far my most surprising movie of the year. I came out of that movie and I thought, wow, that was really like I spent the extra money on the DVD or the Blu-ray, where then I got the 3 little ships with it.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm totally cool with this.
Yeah.
It didn't even matter that, even some of the backstory with like the Franklin and stuff was a little iffy.
It was just shoehorned in to make I mean, that was a little fan service. That was Simon Pegg, making everybody feel kind of warm and cozy.
But even the Beastie Boys scene at the end, I was okay with.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm fine with this. I'm cool.
I was surprisingly okay with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sequel.
I haven't seen it yet.
It was stupid, but it was fun.
Okay. I have it. I haven't watched it yet.
The the Andy Samberg pop star movie. I was surprisingly Never Stop Stopping, something like that. I was surprisingly entertained by that movie. I would recommend that. If you want some stupid, I think. Seal getting attacked by wolves and making jokes about his scars kind of made that movie for me.
Alrighty. We're kind of burning through this, aren't we?
Are we?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Okay, if you were going to make a recommendation for a movie or TV show or something that came out in 2016, what would it be? And it doesn't have to be something that we're usually talking about or whatever.
I have 2. One of them I'm saving for our shameless plug.
Okay.
The other one, see Westworld.
Okay.
I would highly recommend Westworld.
Okay. The one I would recommend The Nice Guys.
Yes.
We talked about it a little bit in the last show. But that movie, we watched it a couple weeks ago, and even my wife really liked it. I mean, it's funny.
It is.
It's got some great parts, and I mean, we could sit here and talk about it a lot. But like I said,
we could. Yeah, it's all the best of Shane Black
and Ryan Gosling, amazingly funny.
He really is. Yeah,
just amazingly funny. So, all right, that brings us to best TV series.
Okay. Westworld.
That's yours?
Yeah, Westworld is definitely mine.
See,
I can't, and I mean, as far as like TV, then I would probably, Luke Cage came out this year. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would have a runner up right there, but I mean, Westworld has just it's done 2 things for me this year. It's been really good, and man, Anthony Hopkins can act.
Yeah. That dude can act in any movie, TV series, or whatever, and he can be perfect for it.
When I saw the trailer for Transformers 5, what I thought was, okay, the rest of it looks mediocre Michael Bay, which I don't think, by definition, a Michael Bay movie is a bad movie. I mean, two of my favorites are Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2, and those are the most Michael Bay movies you can get.
You know what? I may have to change my answer on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
For a thing that should have ended in 2017. Yeah. We don't need any more Transformers movie.
That'll be mine. Yeah, we don't need any more. But when Anthony Hopkins came on that trailer and started, being Anthony Hopkins, I'm like, I'll watch that movie.
Yeah, I know. I'll watch it.
If that dude will just narrate the thing, I'll see it. I mean, just for that.
Like, no lines from anybody else, just Anthony Hopkins narrating. Well, Optimus Prime thought this.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. There is, if you don't even watch Westworld, there is a scene, and there's a breakdown of it on the internet, on YouTube. If you search for, Westworld dinner scene or something like that, and watch Anthony Hopkins go through like 4 emotions and motivations in a 10-second silence, where he goes completely from, this guy is, having this motivation and he's a kindly guy, to, Christ, he's going to murder her. Over the dinner table, going to slit her through. I mean, it's just, and it's nothing more than inflection and facial expression. That dude can act his way through anything.
The Westworld is my best one of the year. And I tell you what, I had like a 1A and 1B, and then I had to like break it down and try to figure out which one I'd actually take over the other one.
Okay.
My 1B, which turns out to be second place, is Stranger Things.
And I never sat down and watched Stranger Things.
Here's the difference between them. Westworld was kind of slow to start, right? Like, you didn't really get, like, kind of the picture, and it slowly started to build into, who's a host, who's real, who, what story are we watching? Yes. Oh, my God, there's, some time differences in this, and so on and so forth, and some really big questions.
Yep.
Stranger Things had kind of that same start where you didn't really know what was going on, and by about the 4th or 5th episode of the season, you started to get, things started to come together. Mm-hmm. And it was like, wow, this is really cool. This is a really great idea. The thing that made Westworld better than Stranger Things to me was the final episode of the season.
Yes.
Westworld really wrapped up their season well. Yeah, they did an hour and a half to do it, but it was as good as a wrap-up and a setup for the next season as you could possibly do.
If you take the last 3 episodes out of Westworld as a body of work, it's incredibly disjointed. None of it is only good in its entirety.
Yeah.
The individual episodes, the pacing sucks on some of them. It's slow. Some of them are extremely exposition-y. Some of them why do we care about these people, and what is the deal? It's not till you look at it at its entirety at the end that you go, oh man.
Yeah. That final
I saw stuff in episode 6 that there was a placement of stuff on a board, on a plan in episode 6, that when you get to episode 10 you go, holy crap.
Yeah.
That was there the whole time. It was in plain sight.
Yeah. No, it wrapped up so well.
It just didn't look like anything to me.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many parts of that show that I need to sit down and rewatch it. But that's where its conclusion and setup was great. Stranger Things ran into... Oh, I just thought of another thing I could add to that I don't want in 2017, but I'll get to that in a second. Okay. Stranger Things kind of ran into an American Horror Story type thing, where they had this awesome idea, and where Stranger Things succeeded with it is that they played through that idea the entire season. But then it's like they ran out of time. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, we got to wrap this up in an episode. And that's kind of what puts Westworld over it.
Pacing was off.
Yeah. And it needed like maybe one... You know what? It almost needed kind of the Westworld thing where it was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
To really wrap it up well, and to set up, because they set up the next season of that as well.
Uh-huh.
And it just seemed rushed.
Okay.
So Westworld is the best. One of the things I want to add to the don't need in 2017, American Horror Story.
Okay.
That is the worst garbage out there on TV.
Just continuing to go on.
They had kind of. Do you watch it, or have you ever watched it?
No.
Have you ever seen any of it?
Nope.
The first season is great.
Yeah.
It's different, and it's well thought out. There's the whole thing of, wow, who did this? Who's all this and that. I've got the first season.
Yeah.
I'll bring it over to you. But man, it's like they have these great ideas, like, for the next seasons, and they never know exactly what they want to do.
See, and if I had to pick something that for my just doesn't need to that I don't see the point of anymore, is probably The Walking Dead.
I hate that show.
And
I know there's a lot of people that watch a podcast or a video cast kind of like this, and oh my God, Walking Dead's awesome. I hate Walking Dead.
I never got into it. I never saw the point, and after still getting barraged almost after 7, 8, whatever it is seasons now. I don't care.
I mean,
I've never cared. I don't care now.
Yeah.
I just don't see any point. I think zombies are completely played out at this point. I think they were when they started.
It's just, I don't know, dude. I watch it and I'm like, I don't care about it. It's kind of like the same thing with Independence Day. I don't care about any of these people. I don't care if the zombies get you or not.
Yeah.
I don't care if you run out of food and have to eat each other. I don't care. I'm glad that dude got his brains bashed out by Negan.
Yeah.
So, and that dude, he's annoying in that like I guess in the comic book version, he's like one of the best characters there is. In the TV series, no.
Yeah. Well, doesn't always translate.
His shtick just doesn't carry over. But American Horror Story. I would almost put that up. You know what? I'll put that as my number one of things I don't need in 2017, because this last season, I screw you to the creators of American Horror Story.
Now,
they always have like this great idea to start out with, right? And it's kind of like, okay, this will be cool. And then it turns into all this other BS that you just don't need. And you're like, come on, really?
Now I would recommend for 2016, the sequel came out this year. The original is a couple years old. It's kind of sci-fi. Now You See Me and Now You See Me 2.
Okay.
Which are two movies about a group of magicians.
Yeah, I've seen the first one.
Yeah, Now You See Me 2 came out this year. It was a pretty good follow-up.
Really?
Yep.
You're the only person I've ever heard say that.
What, that it was good?
Yeah.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
Or that series was, decent.
I would recommend it.
I have a hard time with Eisenberg.
Well, okay, yeah, assuming that you don't have an issue with, Mark Zuckerberg playing in a movie.
Yeah. He's like, who, I've got some actors like that, or we could almost do a whole show on that, but like Denzel Washington, there's like 2 movies I actually like him in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think he's annoying.
Okay.
Jesse Eisenberg, same thing, where it's like, man, I hate you.
Okay.
Another one of, I don't care if you live, die, or grow mushrooms out your crack.
Wow.
And what's weird, Batman, Superman, I didn't hate him.
Did you hate Lex Luthor?
In the movie?
Yeah.
His portrayal of it?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was horrible. I thought it was different.
I think that was mishandled as much as Jared Leto as the Joker in Suicide Squad.
See, I think if you're going to say which one, like pick out which one you hated more, it's Joker. Jared Leto should never be allowed on a movie screen again.
Well, fact. But I think he was as misinterpreted. That Lex Luthor, it was very hyperactive, OCD, Silicon Valley. Lex was an evil genius, but he was cold. He was calculating. He was
not eccentric.
He was an equal to. He was an unsuperpowered guy who was an equal to the last son of Krypton. I mean that says something. Whereas Eisenberg's Lex Luthor was just an oversugared Tony Stark wannabe who was abused as a child, and now he's got an axe to grind with everybody. And what kind of dude goes after somebody's mom? Come on.
Lex Luthor. You know what, though? If you take that version of Lex Luthor and have it played by somebody else, where it's kind of more eccentric and kind of out there, I don't think... I didn't hate... Like, I thought I would hate it because of that.
Yeah.
And not even make it to the Jesse Eisenberg part.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that... I
can see it, I guess. Put somebody with some gravitas in that role, maybe. Somebody who can actually carry off some threat.
Yeah.
I mean...
Jesse Eisenberg just looks like you push him around.
Well, and I mean, it looks like when he's really
money.
angry at you, he's going to unfriend you, or he's gonna talk about you on Facebook.
Yeah.
How many Zuckerberg references can I make? But
I don't know. But
you might be right on that.
Okay, so I think that pretty much does it for 2016. Right.
That's the Cubs won.
The Cubs won.
We got to put that out there. That was a pretty good highlight of 2016.
Yeah, we live in a world where
there are no rules anymore. Anything is
really
possible.
Aren't. We live in a world where the Cubs win the World Series and Biff Tannen's about to be president.
Right. So, A, I guess the future is here, and B, there are no rules, and C,
live from New York, it's Saturday night.
Right. And good God, to all you Cubs fans out there, just remember, yeah, we won. But now we're just another team. We're no better than anybody else. From here on out, when we suck, we're not lovable losers. We just suck. So we have that cross to bear now.
All right. That's going to do it for us this time on 151. Remember to follow us on Twitter, 151 The Show. Also on Facebook. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please share us. That would be very, very cool with you. But
like and interact, because the way Facebook works, if you don't interact, you won't see what we're putting up. So.
Yeah. And we put some cool stuff up. It's always from other people, but we put some cool stuff up. So we can't end a show without a shameless plug.
Cue the music!
This week's shameless plug comes to you from Justin. What do you got?
I would like to recommend, appropriately here, I said I'd mention this later, my second favorite new episode TV venture of the year.
Okay.
I think season one might have come out in 2015, but it's back.
It's close enough.
Con Man.
Never heard of it.
Con Man stars Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk, for the guys from Firefly.
Yeah.
And Alan Tudyk basically made this. The episodes are about 10 minutes apiece. It was web only. I think this year it's on Comic-Con HQ. Last year it was on Vimeo, however you say that. And it's basically a parody of him, as a washed up sci-fi actor, doing the con circuit.
Okay.
Going to interacting with the fans. Very much not in a harsh way, but in a loving, poking fun sort of about Firefly. There's a lot of cameos in it. It's just really good fun.
Okay. Con Man.
Excuse me. Con Man. Yep. And him and Nathan are trying to get together.
ConManTheSeries.com.
Yep. Him and Nathan are trying to get together. Nathan wants to make a movie based on their failed television sci-fi show. It's just rife with callbacks and cameos and that sort of thing. It's a lot of fun.
All right. ConManTheSeries.com is where you can find that. We'll put a link in the information of the video. It looks like they've got Facebook, Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Vimeo, Instagrams, and the RSS feed. Yeah, I guess so. It's a comic book, too. That's cool. Nice. All right.
Yeah, it was the most successfully funded project on Kickstarter ever.
All right.
When it was new. So
there you go. That is your shameless plug, and we will see you next time.